Hello everyone, this is Hadrian. Thank you for watching. Let's play some more Crusader Kings II in our Lord of the Scots series, where we have the mighty King Ewan the Lion of Pictland just having a really rough bout with an illness that we can't quite nail down. He's been sick for a number of years now. He doesn't have anything worse than just ill and stress, but of course both of these affect his health somewhat traumatically. And at the end of the last episode, I'm going to unpause it here while I'm talking about it, but at the end of the last episode, I was really kind of waiting for something bad or good to happen. And because typically when a character is ill for this long, the illness tends to translate into something worse. And if he dies, he's our best king. It's also going to split the realm a good bit. Happily, it will split the realm between members of my dynasty, and because the kingdom is still the top title, then we'll still be in good shape as far as land existing, as long as all of our land being under our one reign. But it would just complicate things, because we need about 6 more years to pass before we can pass primogeniture, succession, which means all the titles go to one eldest son. And that's another unfortunate thing, is that our second oldest son is actually the better character. He's a genius, so we kind of want our second oldest son to be the most powerful. But let's see, we need to educate our daughter here, Brethek Verk Ewan. I guess, yeah, we'll have Catrion do it. That's fine. So we also, within a few more conquests, if we can conquer Connachta and Osraig, we will actually be able to form the Kingdom of Ireland. It's not something we'll necessarily do, because in these situations where all the titles can get split between different members of the realm, that even in primogeniture, I have seen situations, and I don't entirely understand it, but it happens when I'm playing as the Byzantines. I'll have the one empire set up, but if I have multiple kingdoms, then a kingdom might pass through succession to another character, or it might pass out of our realm, which sucks. So we want to try and avoid that. But, you know, we could found the Kingdom of Ireland because we control most of it. The Duchy of Mumu is actually doing really well compared to us. We're going to speed things up a little bit because nothing's really happening right now. I'm really hoping that King Ewan kind of turns things around. Let's see if we can have a summer fair. Oh wait, no, we're at war. That's right. We have a couple of wars going. We're involved with this war down here, and we're involved with my son Alexander hardly eats anything for fear of turning fat. Temperance is a virtue. Sure. All right, so Alexander is the actual heir. However, Alisander is our genius, and I'm kind of wishing that he were the heir. That said, Alexander's stats are shaping up pretty well, so he's not going to be a bad king. It's just he's going to have a brother that's better, which is not necessarily the best thing in the world. We want to make sure that they're good friends, and right now we have very little control over that. Now, what wars can I wage is the next question. Let's have a look here. Galloway needs to come under our reign, I think. Let's see. This character has... Yeah, he wouldn't stand a chance if we declared for Galloway. Oh, wait, no. Can't declare war on him. There we go. Oh, we're allies in another war right now. I might have seen that in the last episode and just forgotten about it. So we could take Kent, I suppose. Or we could take the Isle of Man, which is more tempting. Yeah, let me just take the Isle of Man. I'm gonna raise some armies real quick. I guess you're not really worth having in the fight. Oh god, neither are you. All these tiny levies. What's going on here? All right. So we're gonna march these guys down. Unfortunately, we can't really launch any of the events that could potentially relieve the king's stress because of all these wars. Damn it. Okay, so he died. Alessander has now become our heir. Okay, this is not good. That was a really, really good king, and now, okay, yeah, we're gonna have Uridoc be our marshal for now. Let's see if we have any other options for the rest of our council. And of course, now we have a dangerous faction. This guy wants to install himself as king. So we're going to try and kiss up to him a little bit. We're going to give him some honorary titles. We're going to make him seneschal as well, as we have with past characters. Alright, and that will hopefully... Alright, so we have a regent right now because we have another boy king, King Alexander. He's only a few years away from growing up, so that's good. A few of our council positions have emptied out again, inexplicably. Okay, so we're going to have our mother as our spy master. Kind of hasty decision making there. Alright, let's go ahead and take over this area here. We're going to have to see how this turns out. Uridoc has a lot of men. He would be able to beat us in a war. However, actually no, we don't have enough prestige to summon a tribal army either because we're a new character. So this is King Alexander. Let's see. We need to choose a focus for him. I would like him to have high stewardship in particular. And then his educator is... Okay, good. His mother is actually a really good character to be educating him. So I will let that stand. Now, a few characters here actually need education as well. Particularly... Oh, wait, no. I don't have him set up. What are you talking about? Alexander. Right, he has an educator. Why is he showing as needing a... I'm so confused. Alright, Alexander. Okay. I don't completely get it. Yeah, Edelberga. Okay, there. We made that go away. So we've got some men marching to take the Isle of Man. This will be our first victory in war. Alright, that faction went away, which is good. Also, okay, because we are still a boy king, we can't change this law yet, but the one advantage of the fact that our awesome King Ewan, I'm bitter about this. I have mixed feelings about the chaos that can ensue in Crusader Kings II sometimes. Sometimes I just want things to go well for a little while, damn it. Just honest confession there. But at the same time, you know, it's part of what makes the game's emergent stories so interesting. So yeah, Ewan died, and with King Alexander, because he's still a boy king, we won't be able to actually do this for another couple of years, but it'll be sooner than it would have been otherwise. And we can actually have primogeniture, and we don't have to worry about any titles leaving the realm. Speaking of that, what titles do you have? I need to find out who has what titles. Alright, so he's the King of Pictland. He has the High Chiefdom of Alban, so he's the Duke of that area. So he's only has one duchy to his name, and all of the territories within that duchy. And then he's the king. So that means that his brother, Alessander, is the Duke of Fortriu now, which isn't the worst thing, because now our bloodline controls Fortriu, which is the biggest area of threat. And then who is controlling this? Interesting. All right, so let's have a look. All right. Who's controlling these? Uridoc, of course. So Uridoc actually has control of, and I think he's had this for a while. I remember this character being a bishop, though. It's weird. Okay. Can I appoint anyone better for these positions? These are really kind of crappy characters. All right. We need you to build legend. We need people to believe in our king. And let's see what else we can do here to maybe raise our prestige a bit. The Duchy of Orkney can be created, as can the Duchy of Ulster. We have some commanders we need to appoint. Ninian is going to be one of our commanders. Very good. All right. Well, I mean, it kind of takes the pressure off. Kind of, sort of, in a way. Wait, what war are we in now? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because we died, we're no longer... Because King Ewan died, we're no longer in those wars. Which means all we have to do is finish conquering the Isle of Man, which is happening right now. Hang on, let's split this army and take care of these jerks back here. So the Count of the Isle... Oh, there we go. Offer peace, enforce demands. King Alexander of Pictland has usurped the title of chiefdom of Ynis Mana from Tifod ap Griviad, however you pronounce that. Let's see. The Scottish Manx de Jure War. The Scottish Manx de Jure War. Interesting. Why is it saying Pictland? We need to take a look at this. No, not that. Tribal. No, pause. What is my culture? Has Scottish culture started to appear? Cultures. That's Welsh. No? Not just yet. I'm looking at the various cultures of Pictland. So I did do a little bit of research. I mentioned in one of the last episodes that, you know, I was interested in finding out how to make the Scottish conversion happen. And essentially you have to have someone in charge of a territory that is not actually... Now I'm completely at a loss. Pictish, there it is. Okay. Okay, that makes so much more sense. All right, so you have to have a character in charge of a territory that is not Pictish, basically. Doesn't have to be Scottish, but when you have a character in charge of a territory that belongs to a different culture group, that's how you can make that transition happen. So maybe we can give the Isle of Man, which we've just conquered, to someone else. And as a result... All right, let's see here. Let's see about just characters in our realm. Search realm. Need to be men. They don't need to be rulers yet. Not my culture. All right, so this guy's Anglo-Saxon. He's the Marshal of Europe. Let's have it be a good ruling character here. Also, let's take it a step further. Oh, there are no content characters. I was going to try and give some land to someone who's content. I'm going to try and make the Scottish transition happen here. I want him to be a weak martial character so they can't, if they try to revolt, they won't be particularly strong. Only affects their current generation, of course, but I feel like the list changed. Okay. Good stewardship. Yeah, I guess this guy would be best. Let's grant him a landed title. Alright, Insi Manu, the Isle of Man. So we're going to give him that title, which also helps reduce the domain holdings we currently have. Not a bad thing at all. We only have 4 actual chiefdoms at the moment, of 9 possible. Alright, so right now Alexander's 15. I think when he turns 16... I'm sorry, he's 14. Oh, now he's 15. When he turns 16, we will be able to institute a new law. Oh, we have some technology options, don't we? High Chief Talurg and Uridoc. Interesting. More shakeups. We'll make Ninian our marshal, and Talurg. I thought you just said you weren't our steward anymore. What are you doing, buddy? All right, we'll put him back in Fib. Minor titles grantable. Let's give this one to Talurg. Okay. The Duchy of Menaw. It's just one. Interesting. So there is a duchy that's related to the Isle of Man. It's literally just that one territory that makes it up. That's fascinating. It's part of the Kingdom of Pictland, though. Or at least it should be. And it is right now, because we own it. Alright, so this guy is Irish. The ruler of Insimanu. So through him not being Pictish, my hope is that the Scottish culture will originate, very conveniently, on the Island of Man. And feel free to comment in the next, when you see this episode and in the coming episodes, as far as making sure I'm doing that right. Because I do want to make sure that we actually make that transition happen in the right way. Let's speed things up a bit. Alright, so currently King Alexander has 10 stewardship, which is good. And that's as a boy. So when he comes of age, he could be a pretty strong character. Enemy planning to invade. Svithjod. Is that so? So this guy has 1.91 thousand men. I have approximately the same, but I think it's going to build back up. And when is he planning to invade? On 834. So we'll be of age by then. I'm not concerned about that. That might be another. So for those of you who might have missed it in the comments section, just as we have been playing through this series, some people clarified for me, and it makes perfect sense. I can't believe I didn't think about it while I was playing it. But the reason that everyone joined us in that war when Saxony invaded is that it was a religious war. And this is going to be the same situation because he's Germanic pagan. So all of England is going to come to our aid again when he declares that invasion. In other words, we'll be fine. I don't want to get too cocky, but it makes me worry less understanding some of these mechanics. Oh no! Why? Why? Ugh. Okay, good. He gained arbitrary, then immediately lost it. That scared the crap out of me. Arbitrary is one of the worst traits that you can have, because it just basically means you don't give a flying frick about anything. It can be bad. All right, so we're gonna hold a summer fair. We've got a good amount of prestige now. We're gaining a good amount every single turn. So hopefully this will be a good reign here. King Alexander of Pictland. Let's have a look at the realm tree real quick. Yeah, Alessander, our brother, is currently our strongest vassal as far as the relative strength he has compared to us. So let's have a look at Alessander and see. He likes us pretty well. So we're going to improve that even more by sending him some gold. All right, he likes us a lot now. And we're going to give him an honorary... Oh, wait, no, we can't give an honorary title yet. All right, the summer fair is over. That was quick. Okay, so very shortly, King Alexander is going... I think at the beginning of the next year, his birthday is... Is there a way to look at his birthday? What's his birthday? How can I see that? Crap, we have a dangerous... High Chief Talurg for Pictland. Alright, so we're going to send some money to this guy. It's really going to make him like us. And then that... His opinion being that high of us should make the faction go away. But, just in case it doesn't, we're also going to take our Spy Master. And is it Scheme? Yes, it's Scheme. We're going to send him right there to try and discourage that. We're also going to train troops here. And what else can we do? Interesting. Can we declare war on this guy? Oh! Oh, okay. This is not a, So what are you? Are you Irish? Okay, so we have a character that we could give this land to. We could take it from him. Now, we wouldn't have direct control over it, but we could give this land to because he has a claim on it. That's tempting. Because that'll take some land away from the Duchy of Mumu. He actually has a lot of men, though. We're gaining in power. But, holy crap. Alright, there goes that dangerous faction. Let's hold a feast. Schedule some entertainment. Spend enough money to satisfy everyone's hunger. I hereby invite you to blah 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 blah. And we're going to have a feast to help people like the new king more. Okay, we are now at the beginning of a new year, which means very, very soon Alexander should be turning 16. Need to appoint a new commander. A message about arranged betrothal. Oh, interesting. So, what the heck? He wants to betroth Prince Garrick of West Francia. with Adelberga. With our mom. Alright. Fine. You know she has syphilis, right? That's not going to work out well for you. Oh, God. There we go. Alright, so we have come of age. He became a charismatic negotiator, which gives us +6 diplomacy, -1 martial, unfortunately, +1 learning, and +5 fertility. So we're going to need a bit of a martial bonus. I'm going to go ahead and choose the hunting trait, because this is going to give him a little bit of extra health. It won't give him quite as much extra martial ability, but it'll be useful. Now, you do need to get married. So you, unfortunately... Oh, cool! The king is now best friends with High Chief Talurg. That's really, really good news. That'll help make sure that Talurg chills out. All right, so now that that's happened, I was waiting for that, you know, kind of moment of truth to happen. We have a lot to do, but we're going to do it in the next episode. We're going to actually, we're going to go ahead and do absolute tribal organization, and we're also going to convert to feudalism. I believe we'll be ready to do that the moment we convert to that absolute tribal organization. Now that Alexander is of age, we can definitely take care of it. So that's going to be in the beginning of the next one. Also, just a quick heads up, this is episode 18. We're going into episode 19 of Crusader Kings II, Lord of the Scots. For those of you who are new to my channel, after episode 20, we will take a break. The series is not going away. I'll talk about it more at the end of episode 20, but I'm going to bring back Eternal Empire in Total War Attila as we try to fight back against the Huns and reestablish the true Roman Empire coming from the east. So anyway, you can get caught up on that series in the next couple days if you'd like to, but I just want to let you know if you're watching this series live, then we will take a break to continue Eternal Empire for a little while after episode 20. Again, I'll disclose more on that when episode 20 hits, but just a warning. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I upload new episodes in Lord of the Scots every day at noon Eastern Daylight Time, which is GMT-4 for those of you not in the States, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in a bit.